Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Prismata. We're jumping in the queue and getting matched against Meowth. Very slowly getting matched against Meowth. Any minute now, we will play a game against Meowth. One hopes. I know sometimes the loading bar goes slowly, but it's not at all common for it to be this slow. It's just like stopped. There's some time limit after which the game just declares a winner. I think like the match has started. Well, the server has committed to the match, and if Meowth doesn't load it, I believe we get a win by forfeit. But it takes like a minute or two. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this results in a draw if he doesn't show up. But then you could like hack your client, right? To if you get matched against MSven or whatever, to say, nah, I don't want to lose, and just have the client pretend it failed to load the game. I don't know. Well, I kind of imagine Meowth failed. I have been declared the winner. How exciting. Okay. I was thinking if it takes much longer. Hello? Why is it still... Why am I still on the screen if I've been declared the winner? I was thinking if it took much longer, I was just going to cut this game out. But you know what I'm going to do instead? The game is over. I'm going to close the client and restart it. And, yeah, any minute now, OBS. Here we are. So let's see. Did that actually show up as a game against Meowth? It did. Easy money. Okay, well. That's a win on the ticket, I guess. Whew. Look at these two. What's happening in this game? Who's winning? It seems like Plague U is probably winning. More attack and that's while not clicking the Doomed Mech, so you get better absorb. In terms of, I guess the Immolite on turn is coming, but I think we have better tech with this green. Oh, I didn't even look at the set. Yeah, Aegis is pretty great for us here. Anyway, Plague U looked ahead. Hypnotoad. Have I played a game against this person? I don't know. I don't remember. More base +5. Bombarder is sort of the dominant unit here as, like, you know, the strongest attacker available. There's a lot of soak. Well, not a lot. There's Enervy and Bombarder, basically. Nevo is interesting against Enervies. It's probably not that great. But it does mean they can't let the Enervies grow too big. You'd like to get a Militia or two, and then kind of get BBA tech going for Immolite Bombarder or Rhino Bombarder or something. It would be nice to have green as well, but I'm not totally sure how easy it is. Really? That's interesting. Third engineer. Like, Bombarder slows the game down a little bit eventually, but it takes a long time. Getting the first one is pretty important. What if I just float this 4? DDB next turn. I would have... I'd be floating 4 and have 13 drones, so I'd have 17. Militia leaves me 11. Forge Animus. That seems great. Right, double check here. 15. DDB is 11. Still floating 4. 13 drones. 17. Militia, Forge, Animus. Yeah. Okay, I think that's the plan. I wonder if maybe the second Forge is a little too early. Probably not. We're already almost over the absorb barrier, right? Like, having the first bomber not be as great is like kind of fine. Interesting to buy a splitter. I would have guessed militia, but maybe this is useful because you can hold it next turn and do something. I'm not sure exactly what you want to do, but I could get a Rhino here, maximum pressure, or a Tarsier. A Rhino is kind of good because it means they can't click the splitter to deal damage. And it puts on a little more pressure, which is kind of nice, right? We threaten 5, which means they can't just wall. Well, they're holding a splitter back, right? So they actually can just wall. But it means they have to wall. They can't just hold splitter and do nothing else with their blue. They're kind of committed to a wall. But this is like not a lot of permanent attack, and I feel like I do need some besides just the bombers. But maybe once I've got a train established, I can slow down and build a Tarsier. Like right now, in fact, I'll hold the Rhino rather than clicking it. Attacking for 4. And I'll get a bomber and a Tarsier. I don't think it should be an Immolite, but we'll see, I guess. Okay, they're doing well to keep their granularity, but I think I still do want to pressure it by clicking by holding the Rhino. Do I? I think so. Next turn I threaten 8. Oh yeah, they didn't build enough NGs, so I definitely want to try this now. A wall defends for them. But I'm going to actually attack for what? 5? Maybe 4 if I hold the Rhino again. Not sure how great that would be. They really want to build a Rhino, right? Oh, sorry, a Bombarder. Can I make that hard for them? Maybe I should click the Rhino. It lets them lose a wall instead of 2 NGs, but it cashes in the Rhino for damage more quickly. They could build like Bombarder, Rhino, Force Field or something, but they can't click the splitter if they're doing that. So I think this Rhino click is good. It makes it harder for them to click the splitter if they want the Bombarder. I think I'm gonna go for this. FFR? I guess that would hold. That's true. You get the Enervy. Okay, but we did get them to not click the bomber. Now, we just kill this Enervy this turn. Or actually, they might choose to just lose the 3 NGs so that the Enervy grows. Cost them a lot of granularity, though. They didn't just have, like, 6 absorb. We could exploit by holding everything, probably. Well, no. I don't know. Is it worth clicking this? I don't think so, because I like can't really defend if I do that. Like I could build a Rhino instead of this Tarsier NG, but it doesn't actually defend. I think this is fine, and they just get good Enervy value. Maybe these guys should be another Rhino. Maybe this Tarsier is too slow. I should calculate what they're gonna do. Like, they really want to buy another Bombarder, and I really want to stop them. So we threaten 9, 10, 11, 12. They have 6 defense lying around. Yeah, I think this is probably better. I think you should defend that way. I'm not sure, though. It's granularity problems. Right now, if I can attack for 3 or something, or 4, I guess, depending on what you attack with. You should attack with nothing, actually. So... yeah. If I can manage to attack for 4 is an exploit. It kills Force Field. And then you absorb for 2 on Bombarder. Which I can do by clicking my 2 stamina Bombarder and clicking Militia. Attacking for 8 might be awkward as well. What do you do about an attack for 8? Maybe lose the Immolite? I kind of want to do this. Yeah, Gambit the Rhino. No. Just build Bomber Rhino, click Militia. Now an attack for 9 is pretty convenient. It's a nervy force field bomber. But an attack for 8 is less comfortable. Right? I think so. And this lets me get a bombarder that I can actually use as soak. Which is really, I would like to hold them all, so like, but if it would exploit somehow, like if I attacked for 4 by holding this back, maybe it would be kind of cool. But I don't, so. You have to either lose the Immolite or get exploited, so. Or the Splitter? Huh. Okay. Alright, the Immolite. I don't know, I mean, I guess you can just keep attacking for 0. Oof. Doesn't seem great. Ugh, clicking Bombarder to kill an Engineer. Yikes. Maybe they're just clicking Bombarder to help them calculate how to defend without losing it. Clicking Bombarder and Immolite to kill an Engineer. Even worse. Yeah, I think they're just not attacking, they're just calculating how to defend. But, stockpiling Bombarders if you're not clicking any of them even once is a pretty sad position to be in. They don't ever get their defense value. Yeah, so this way, if I attack for absolutely everything, they keep both Bombarders and lose Splitter Immolite. So I should keep that in mind, see if I can do that. Because it would be nice to kill off their permanent attack. Basically, the Bombarder click is killing a Splitter, probably. If I'm thinking of holding back a Bombarder, which I probably am. Yeah, so 10 is like 3, 6. Yeah, they keep alive a Splitter in both Bombarders. Kills the Immolite. I think this should be a Rhino, although perhaps a Tarsier is better. I'm sort of accumulating soak a bit more quickly than I need it. Because, like, really, what are they attacking for? Not much. We could probably go greed mode here. Yeah, I think that's fine. They're accumulating green at an alarming rate. I'm a little worried about Nevos, honestly. Maybe just having a Rhino is better. No, lose the Immolite, I think. And the NG. Keeping these two instead of a Splitter, huh? Interesting. Oh, I'm so glad to see that Immolite click. It means I can cash in a Bombarder. I was thinking they were doing well to hold it to make me lose Rhino NG instead of Bombarder. Which is sort of bad for my granularity. But I guess I have enough granularity. Maybe they're right to do this. And just make me use, like, yeah. Yeah, holding the Immolite wasn't denying any particular value. I think they were right to click it. And I can just click all of them now, which is great. Tarsiers probably fine, right? Yeah, I think I've sort of gotten ahead of things in terms of amount of soak that I need. These bombarders now have only one charge, which means if the opponent spends them, then I spend some soak, but I like don't need more soak to account for their second charge. They won't have a second charge. I think you should hold one of the 1 stamina bombarders. That's the usual play to make. Yeah. You might need another force field or something. Or 2 force fields instead of the NRV. Or just build a Rhino. Gets exploited a bit. Ooh, I don't know if you want to hold Immolite for defense. Okay, well, I guess I'll just kill your Immolite then. I was thinking of how to exploit the other defense you were considering. Oof. I don't know about that Nevo. I have way more defense than I need just lying here, so, you know, feel free, I guess. I think one more Tarsier is fine. What do you even freeze? I mean, freezing Bomber doesn't breach, so you should probably... I don't know, I guess it's the best way to kill my granularity, so why not? But it doesn't really kill any granularity even at that. Ugh. Yeah, I think I've super won this game, and we're just sort of playing around until opponent notices, I guess. I don't know, maybe Bombarder Supply will feature. Speaking of, do I really need this Bombarder? Like, answer no, but also it's really the only way to spend all this tech on anything good. And I guess opponent is making me lose 1 Bombarder per turn with their 7 attack. So building 1 per turn, even though I'm like a little bit ahead of the curve. Like, it would be nice if I could delay a turn and get something more efficient. But just accumulating Tarsiers is fine, I guess. How are the Bombard supplies? I have 2, opponent has 4. This way they get to keep 5 health, which I guess is Bomber NG. If I let them keep 6 health, they actually can't do anything about it? Right? There's no way to do that? Nice. Free exploit. Yeah, maybe this is the turn I can take a break. Maybe I should have done this last turn. Float the blue is kind of a bummer, but like I got more good attackers. Let's actually compromise by getting a Rhino here, so I won't be like totally bereft of soak 2 turns from now. or this turn will still contribute some soak 2 turns from now, because cutting the Bombarder is cutting a lot 2 turns from now. I think the Rhino is a good compromise. You know, there's no better defense. I guess maybe it was too dangerous to cut a Bombarder because of all the Nevos my opponent threatens. Something to think about. Anyway, I'll just go back to getting Rhinos now. Opponent can keep 6 health alive, and they're perfectly granular. So... well, they're not, because they would prefer to keep a Nervy if they can. Right now they can't. If I clicked Militia, they could, so that would be quite a bad play. I'm a little bit scared about, like, what happens when the Bombarder Soak runs out. Do I just die, or... I don't think so. Like, I think I'm still miles ahead. I'm just, like, a little bit unsure about what'll happen at that point in the game. I guess I'll just start building walls or something? There's the last Bombarder. One more Tarsier? Rhino supplies. I have 4 left. I kind of think this should be a Rhino. I don't know. I don't have that much, like, real attack. I guess I have like 6, 7. That's pretty okay compared to opponent having about 3. But I need something to win the long game. Like, having running out of Bombarder supply is pretty scary. I should have gotten these Tarsiers a while ago. I don't know. I think though that, like, I did a pretty okay job at buying Tarsiers when I could. Maybe I got them like 1 turn too late, but I realized that, like, I had a spot to, like, buy some Tarsiers. Wait, no, you should totally defend like that. Yeah, that's good. I had a spot to buy some Tarsiers and skip a Bombarder, and maybe I took it 1 turn later than I should have, but I don't think I had a second spot, right? Like, I'm only over defended by 3 here. Oh, I'm getting exploited. Nice. Well done. Well, good thing I don't want to build any more Bombarders. Opponent gets to keep 3 health alive. That's this Nervy. Another Tarsier is pretty greedy. Maybe it should be a conduit so I have force fields. I have walls though for quite a while. And opponent's also out of Bombarders nearly, so maybe just be an Immolite so that next turn I can, like, wall Rhino or wall Rhino Tarsier or something. Well, if I wanted wall Rhino Tarsier, I should just build it now, shouldn't I? Maybe just wall Rhino Immo next turn is sort of fine. How much defense is opponent gonna have? Ugh, I don't really have time to calculate it. I think whether another attack right now it hurts them. I'm gonna bet that it does. Right? They have 2 of these is 7, 11, 12, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I don't know. I can't work it out in time. What? Just press Q. Yeah, there you go. That's the only defense. Oh, this Immolite does seem to make things a bit awkward for them. So, I'm glad I got it. Here come the Nevos. I think I'm holding back a Bombarder here to compensate for this threat. Which means attacking for 10s, they're keeping 4 health alive, which is the Enervy. That's pretty good for them. Okay, they're not going to do that. Good defense, okay. Uh, 13 is keeping 4 health alive. That's Enervy Envy. Not much I can do about it. What if I gave them 5 health? That would be Enervy Force Field, so clearly worse. So I won't like click Militia or anything. I won't hold back Rhino, etc. Alright, opponent is out of bombers, which means they just have like the Immolites as attackers. They have like 4 attack and I have like 11. Well, okay, call this 5, but I think they just built too many conduits. They've been accumulating green for a long time, but especially now that they're out of Enervies, it's looking pretty sad. I should have reminded you guys, by the way, when I declared the game was over and opponent hadn't realized yet, I should have said, take a look at the video playback bar and see what time it is, and then when opponent concedes, we could ask how long has the game been over. So this is freezing 8. So they have 17, right? So this defends. Right now they're keeping 2 health alive, which is already an exploit. This is an even better exploit. Lets me get a Rhino. I guess you could try to buy 2 Nevos per turn. Deny me some absorb. I mean, this kills a Rhino with stamina. No, if you're offering me this gambit, I'll take it. There goes my last Rhino. I only get 1 absorb instead of 2, but they get 0 absorb instead of 3. So, seems good. I'm getting exploited a bit here. I really want to keep this Rhino since attacking with everything is an exploit. So I'll let myself get exploited. They have actually 7 freeze. This is 14. So holding a drone defends. Or I could gamble that they can't attack with everything. I think they can, though. They have so many force fields. So this actually defends, right? Yeah, 7 freeze. Okay. I could hold the splitter instead, but as I said, I really want to attack with as much as I can. I'm not actually so far up in damage as I thought I was. Opponent's been able to sell these drones for force fields to gain a lot of advantage. But I think that my soak tempo is pretty useful with all these Rhinos. Am I out, by the way? Yeah. It's kind of a problem. I really hope I don't lose after all these declarations of victory. Right now they're keeping 2 health alive. Yeah, 3 would not be any better. 4 would not be any better. Okay. So this is the right amount to attack for. I think I just start buying splitters. As, like, Rhinos. Right? What if I bought Immolite double NG? That might be better. Oops. I could buy double Immolite, but I think that's too greedy. Opponent's attacking. Do I need this wall? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so opponent is freezing this, attacking for 9. It's killing 2 walls in my NG. I need at least 1 NG, and I think 2 is better than like trying to get fancy and float. I don't know, these Nevos are like... doing 1 damage a turn. Doesn't seem great. They're basically just Gauss charges. I don't know. They're Gauss charges that make me over-defend a little, I guess. How's opponent's wall supply? They are out. Out of Nevo, out of Enervies, out of bombers, out of walls. They have a lot of Rhinos left. So there's that. Okay, we get a free militia click here. And I think we probably just want more of this. Okay, now go back and check that timestamp. How long were we playing after I declared victory? It was a long, long time. It's got to be like 20 minutes. You know, not that... I don't mean to say opponent was doing something wrong. I think they were well within their rights to play on as long as they thought they had a chance. And the ending did start to feel a bit closer than I thought it would be. But I think it was really, like, just not a third NG game, but closer than I thought. Like, Bombarder is a good absorber. Was it really good, by the way, to click a Bombarder and a Rhino and, you know, not click a Militia just to kill a wall? Maybe this turn I actually made a mistake. Maybe I should have just held everything. It makes it take longer to cash in the damage? I don't know. I was thinking that I really wanted to make it difficult for them to buy a Bombarder. And if I get like kind of poorish value in exchange for that, I was okay with it. But I didn't actually make it difficult. They have a Nervy, right? So, I don't know. Maybe I could have held it. But then I would have had trouble actually clicking my Bombarders enough to get them usable as soak. Right? Like, if I'd held this Bombarder on that turn, it would still, like, have stamina now, and that's great. But that means that on this turn, it wouldn't be lying here at 0 health, so I would have to, like, either hold it at 1 stamina, i.e. gambit it, or, like, click it and find some other way to defend on this turn. And I kind of like this train here. At this stage in the game, opponent was still having a lot of trouble, like, clicking any Bombarders. And so, applying as much pressure as I could to stop them getting to the comfortable bomber phase was kind of nice. And, you know, we ended up killing some attackers with it, which is great. What did they end up... How did they end up defending? Like this? I don't know. I guess it's fine, like... It feels bad to keep NG Force Field instead of Splitter, but if you take the position that you're never going to be able to click Splitter anyway, then it's basically just a wall, and then, oh, of course you keep NG Force Field. Although it's a wall that threatens for 1, so, like, maybe that's still better? I'm not sure. Was this the... Yeah, I see. So here, I was squeezing in Tarsiers when I could. But I'm not sure, like, how I was really deciding. Like, can I get a Tarsier this turn? Or can I not? Like, this turn, I decided Tarsier. Why? Who knows? Imagine if I'd gotten a Rhino. They would have had more trouble getting a bomber. They would have had to hold a drone. So I think a Rhino here would have been way better. Also, it would have, like... Well, would it be way better? I didn't need an absorber because they couldn't click the splitter anyway. But the Tarsier takes longer to apply damage. And then it applies a lot more damage. And the game, you know, a bomber game is a long game. So in that perspective, a Tarsier is pretty good. But it seems like right here, when I built this Tarsier, I have a chance to make it harder for my opponent to build bomber, and I didn't notice it. Right? I didn't think about the fact that they have a Nervy available. Which means that, like, this attack for 5, they have 5 defense lying around, right? 3 NGs and 2 onto splitter. And if I'm going to threaten for 8, then all they need to defend is a Nervy. If I'd built one more Rhino instead of this Tarsier, they couldn't have done that. But maybe they could get Bomber, Nervy, Rhino. They have enough for that, right? Bomber, Rhino is 15, 13, 17. Yeah, they can do that, and probably should have. I think this drone was wrong. I don't know why they were so in love with Immolites. A Tarsier would have been way better here than Immolite plus drone, I think. Well, I don't know. Tarsier float 2? Because, like, this Immolite didn't click right away. And an Immolite that doesn't click right away is so much worse than Tarsier. Right? Because it attacks for the same amount the first turn, the same amount the second turn, and then like immediately it just like sucks. The Tarsier starts to... It takes, you know, quite a bit less time for Tarsier to outpace it than an Immolite that clicks right away. So I don't know. I don't like this, but maybe because they got to squeeze in a drone, maybe it was alright. I don't know, probably not. And if I had built this Rhino, they could have responded with a Rhino of their own, which I think would have been fine. Gambiting the Rhino against my clicking everything in a position where I don't really want to click everything. Yeah. Okay, well. And like, here I got this Tarsier, and I was thinking maybe it could have been good a turn earlier. What if this Rhino had been a Tarsier? It sort of feels like... At this point, opponent still has a bunch of 2 stamina bombers. Which are the kind of thing that require a lot of soak to deal with. Right? Because they can click once, blowing away all the soak you have lying around, and still click again. As compared to 1 stamina bombarders, which, like, you can just treat as pixies. As triple pixies, obviously, in terms of calculating how much soak you need. And so it just sort of felt to me like I would still need a lot more soak, but, well, I don't know. I can't really say it felt to me because like this was so long ago I've forgotten. But right now, like if I had to say, why would you build a Rhino here instead of a Tarsier? The answer would be, well, doesn't it kind of seem like you need more soak? And also, isn't pressure kind of good? Opponent still hasn't been able to click any bombarders. Isn't that kind of great? Let's try to keep it that way. I don't know. Neither of those... Both of those should be backed up by calculations instead of just like sort of making the play. You know, would one more attack here, one less attack here, I mean, really make a big difference? It might. They wouldn't... They could cut either wall or Energy Field if we had one less attack right now. Right? Or... Well, yeah, I guess that's it. Or they could still build an Energy Field and have it have 4 health next turn. So, I don't know. The Rhino seemed fine. And now, I think, is when I talked about the fact that these bombers are finally down to 1 stamina, so I can sort of relax and build a Tarsier. And it was kind of cool, just squeezing Tarsiers in every so often. Actually, wow, did I build 3 Tarsiers in a row? Turn 10, 11, 12, 13, 15? Wow. I actually built 4 Tarsiers in a row. And then skipped a turn and built my last Tarsier. Wow. Yeah, so I don't know. Things on my mind are just like to repeat again how long Bombarder makes a game. Not as long as Chieftain. But still pretty long. And why did my opponent get a 3rd conduit? I don't know, let's not worry about that. Just like that, even though it's a really long game, and you might say, well, shouldn't you get 3rd Engie then? Being the first one to Bombarders, as I have discovered in previous games, makes it extremely difficult for your opponent to actually get going on their own Bombarders. And so it's well worth cutting, or not exactly cutting drones necessarily, so much as just droning less, teching sooner to get out. the first bombarders, and make it difficult for your opponent to join enough on the fun. And I won't look too much at like tactical stuff that happened after this, because I had so many Tarsiers that, like, I don't know. I mean, I have 6, 7, 8, 9-ish permanent attack. Opponent has like 6, 8, and so, like, honestly, it doesn't feel like I'm that far ahead from that point of view. Opponent was able to spend a lot more turns getting Immolites, I guess. I got Tarsiers, which is cool, and, you know, a Tarsier is certainly better than an Immolite, long term. But, like, this turn, opponent was able to get Immolite Splitter once I started running out of Bombarders. Opponent had so much green soak left that they could spend more time building attackers, and so I wasn't so far ahead in attackers as I thought I was. And I was down on drones as well, although not as much because opponent had to force field a few times. So I can't ascribe my victory at this point to being way up in permanent attackers, because I'm not, right? I'm up a little. I think it's being way up in soak, having gotten to use Rhinos this whole time. Right, I emptied the Bombarder supply and the Rhino supply for my soak, whereas opponent was emptying Enervy and Bomber, and eventually Wall, I think. Yeah. So these Rhinos were really champions here in extending my low econ soak supply to keep me alive for long enough that my slight lead in attackers was enough to win the game. Cool. Okay, well, I think we've talked enough about this game, and I guess we'll just leave. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.